Hello, this is Karia again, and I have another video for you today. Today I have this book called The Search for the Lightbulb Burglar. So let's get started. So what's interesting here is I didn't actually, a lot of times I will, contact publishers and say, hey, can you send me this book for review, or, or we'll have a relationship and, they'll send me stuff, back and forth or whatever. But this just showed up in the mail. This just showed up in the mail. Actually a while ago, but I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it because I couldn't find the right medium for this. So this was pretty exciting, and that's awesome. So thank you so much for the publisher for sending this to me. So let's get started. So this book is called The Search for the Lightbulb Burglar. And what's interesting here is that this book is an entire story, start to finish. So it runs kind of like a story. So every page is a new, it's a new part of the story that the book tells as a whole. So as you can see from the media test is it takes watercolor pencil really well. It even took the multiple layers of the copics quite well, which I was surprised by. And the colored pencil, I actually used the colored pencils inside, so you'll see the colored pencils inside. And then it took the Albrecht Dürer Pitt pens without bleeding. So this is definitely thick, sturdy paper. This book is 9.5 by 8.5 inches. It is perforated and single-sided. There's no test page, but you have a number of pages you can use as test pages. There's this page. My friend Amy would probably love this page. She loves like lots of tiny repeating detail. There's various pages you could use as a test page, even though one is not included. Now the regular price is $16.99, but I saw it on Amazon for $11.55, and there will be an Amazon affiliate link down below. So let's get started. So yeah, so this is the information on the book. There's no words here, which I found fascinating. So well, except for the introduction, which of course I didn't read, but I kind of found myself wanting a little, like, it's weird because I'm always complaining about how I don't want reading in my books, but I sort of wanted maybe the back pages to give me a short, like, one sentence summary of what is going on. Because I struggled a little bit to follow the story, but nevertheless, since I don't have to show you this page because it literally is single-sided. The other thing that I didn't notice when I first got the book, and part of the reason why it took me so long to get this review up, is I didn't know that these were perforated, and I don't know if you can see, but they are definitely perforated, and it looks like they should come out pretty easily, so that's good. I may take out one of the pages. Hold on, it's not a page. You have to kind of go in order. There's a lot of, it's very sort of steampunk style. This is a page that is not quite finished, but that I'm using for a review of something else later on. This is for the review of the Koh-I-Noor Tritone pencils, and there'll be a link to that when that review goes live. So there's that, and then this is, so you'll see that it goes through different parts of the story. I think the story is this guy either invented the light bulb or he has a special light bulb or whatever, and then somebody comes in and they steal the light bulb. You can see, I guess that's the burglar. They take the light bulb. They also take, I think they take the light bulb. This is them taking the light bulb, and so it just goes through that story. The style is a little bit different than the style that I'm used to. It's very much more of a comic book kind of style, but it's definitely still totally workable. So there's that. There's a lot of wide open spaces, which makes it really good for various kinds of media. So something a little bit faster, like watercolor pencil or even marker, because of these large areas. So there's that. There's various faces. You can also practice skin tones right here. This I'm going to, I don't think this is jewel sitting on top of, but I think that this is the design of the pillow here. And you can use that for, I'm going to use this to practice doing jewels, because I don't think I've ever colored jewels in. And I know people do amazing work with that, so I'll probably use that for practicing that. I love doing bricks, and it took all my self-control to not do these bricks up here before the review, because I didn't want to have a bunch of pages half completed, because I felt like that might be distracting, so I had to wait to do that. But anyway, the other thing is that on August 2nd is my 9-year anniversary. So so there's that, and then in a few weeks I'm going to Yosemite National Park, so there may not be videos. There may be a stretch at the later end of August where there's no videos, but there'll be, you know, I'll let you know when we get closer to those dates. But anyway, so there's that. So it's slightly off topic, but you can see the style. It's actually pretty cool that it tells a whole story, and I kind of want to see more coloring books done like this. I'm definitely gonna contact the publisher and see what else they got that's printed on this paper, because this is fantastic paper. I love the fact that the paper is a very bright white. It's not the brightest white, but it's definitely bright white, especially compared to something like Joanna Basford that uses like a cream paper. This is definitely a white paper that is really good. There's a lot of airships here, so if you like airships, you like light bulbs, like there's a lot of stuff like that, like steampunky stuff. So there's a lot of stuff like that in this book. Light bulbs, obviously. So there's that. There's a couple of pages like this, but I wouldn't bother with a page like this, but I know some people really like stuff like this. So this is what I mean by a little bit more of a comic book style. The style is definitely different than pretty much most other books that I have seen, and I like that about it. It looks like the light bulb was a part of a special robot or something that they were building. I definitely want to do this with, I think I'm going to try to do this with like watercolor pencil and see how that goes. So you can see, I'm going to show you how thick that paper is. I don't know if you can see, but that's a thick paper. Like that's like really good paper. So the paper here is phenomenal. And I think that's one of the things that really makes this book. It's just this phenomenal paper. And I don't know. I'm so grateful to the publisher for not cheaping out and using some unacceptable paper. The combination of the fact that it's a complete story, the fact that it's single-sided and perforated, the style, all of it makes for a really fun book. And I definitely want to see more like this. It has about the author, which, as you know, I'm probably not going to read. And this is not really a test page, but you could probably use this as a test page. Now, for specifically for my friend Amy, who likes stuff like this page now is not perforated. This page is attached to the book. So there's that. And I think people like her who like these little tiny details would love to have had this be a sheet like this that you can take out and travel with. But anyway, it is what it is, and that's the book. And I hope you guys like this video. There's a lot of really fun stuff here. One thing I did notice is I did notice that sometimes a book will do stuff in the cover, will use medium in the cover that when you get to the inside and you try the paper, you're like, you can't do that with this. I definitely feel like you could create something quite close to this using this paper, because it layered the copics really well, as you saw. So you could use something like the copics and layer and get nice effects like this. The other thing that I kind of didn't like, this is a kind of a composite of two different pictures, and I kind of wanted to color this the way it looks, and I kind of wanted to duplicate it, but it's not really, this picture's not really on the inside of the book. So that's a very minor quibble, but overall, this is a really, really fun book. And once I got, once I realized like what sorts of things I could do with it, it was definitely much more fun, because it's definitely a different kind of thing than something like Joanna Basford's with a lot of tiny repeating detail. This is more wide open spaces and gives you a lot more flexibility to do various sorts of things. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any questions, if there's anything you guys would like to see, if you guys would like to see a tutorial from this book, let me know down in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Dewey. What's wrong, buddy? Oh, who's your good buddy? Who's your good buddy?